How's Esther?
Fine. Should be here any minute.
Here? Good. And what's Richard doing?
He's at MIT.
No kidding, MIT.
Yeah. They give him a full scholarship.
Well, what do you know? You're proud.
I guess. Put him in the honors program.
Really? That's wonderful. You don't mind my coming, do you?
No, I called you a couple of times.
Yes, my nurse told me. What's Richard interested in?
Science so far, anyway. And yours?
Well, I guess Jean turned out the best. I don't think you ever saw her.
I never did, no.
Well, the Times did quite a spread on her last fall. She's a pretty fair designer.
Oh, that's great. And the boys, they in school?
Well, they often are. I hardly see him, Vic. With all the unsolved mysteries in the world, they're investigating the guitar, but what the hell, huh? You know, I've given up worrying about them. I've forgotten how much he had up here. Look, there's your radio.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
Long time.
I know. How's Dorothy?
She's all right, I guess. Looking forward to seeing Esther again. Is she still writing poetry?
No. Not for years now.
He's got a very nice wife. We met.
Oh? Same old junk, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't say that. Some of it isn't that bad.
One or two very nice pieces, Doctor. We came to a very nice agreement.
I never thought you'd get here. Maybe we better start
No. Go ahead. I don't want to foul up your deal.
Excuse me, Doctor. Better you should take what you want now, then we'll argue later. What did you want?
I don't want anything. I just stopped by to say hello. That's all.
I see. I found your oar if you want to take it.
My oar? Oh, my God. I must have been out of my mind.
Excuse me, Doctor, if you want the oar...
Oh, don't get excited. I don't want it.
I was just going to say, something personal like that. I have no objection.
Oh, well, that's very generous of you.
I threw in everything. I never thought you'd get it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, what are you taking?
Nothing, really. Esther might want a lamp or something.
You see, he's not interested. He's a very modern person.
You're not taking the harp?
Well, nobody plays. You take it if you like.
Excuse me, Doctor, but the harp, that's another story.
You don't mind if I make a suggestion,
Please,
do you?
Doctor, don't be offended.
Why don't you just relax, all right? We're only talking. We haven't seen each other in a long time.
Couldn't be better. I'm very sorry.
We wouldn't have any room for it anyway.
Kind of a pity. It was Grandpa's wedding gift, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell me, what are you giving him for this?
I didn't itemize. One price for everything. Maybe $300. That sounding board is cracked, you know.
You want it?
Oh, Victor, please. I hope you're not going to take that away from me. Doctor, I'm not trying to fool you. The harp is the heart and soul of the deal. I realize it's your mother's harp, but like I tried to tell you before, with used furniture, you cannot be emotional.
I guess it doesn't matter. Actually, I was wondering if he kept any of Mother's evening gowns. Did he?
Well, no, I haven't really gone through it all.
I think I can help you.
She had some spectacular
Is
looks.
this what you need?
Yes, yes. God, isn't that gorgeous? You know, I think she wore this at my wedding. Yes, of course. You remember this, don't you?
What do you want with it?
Well, I thought Jeannie could make something new out of the material. I'd like her to wear something of Mother's.
Oh. Fine, that's a nice idea.
Yeah, take. It's beautiful.
What happened to the piano?
We sold that while I was still in school. Lived off it for quite some time.
Well, I didn't know that.
Sure, and the silver.
Of course. Of course. Stupid of me not to remember that.
Why? Why should you?
I'm sure you know you've gotten to look a good deal like that.
I do?
Very striking. And your voice is very much like his.
Yeah, you know, it does have that sound to me sometimes. Yeah, maybe we better settle this.
Sure, go right ahead.
Don't worry, we didn't waste a minute. So, gentlemen, you got there second, so now
It's wonderful to see you looking so well.
You too, you look great.
Actually, I've been meaning to call you about a dozen times this year. Look, why don't you finish up? I'll talk to you later.
So now I'm giving you...
Is the price all right with you?
Oh, look, I don't want to interfere, but it's just that I dealt with these fellows when Dorothy and I broke up our stuff.
You're not divorced, are you?
Yes.
Walter, for heaven's sakes.
Esther, Esther, how are you?
What are you doing here?
God, you've hardly changed.
Oh, go on now.
Son of a gun, she looks 25.
I know.
Oh, stop it, Walter.
But you do, honestly. You look marvelous.
You see? It's that suit. What did I tell you? It's a very beautiful suit.
Well, what are you laughing at? It is.
You just look so surprised, that's all.
Well, I'm not used to walking into all these compliments.
Say, if I'd known I was going to see you when I left the house this morning, I would have brought you some of these lovely Indian bracelets I've got. I've got a whole box full from Bombay.
How did you come to get
Oh,
home?
I operated on this big textile guy, and he keeps sending me stuff. He sent me this coat, in fact.
And I was noticing it. That's gorgeous material.
Isn't it? 2 gallstones.
So how's Dorothy? Did I hear you say you were
Yes, we're divorced last winter.
getting... Sorry to hear that.
Well, it was a long time coming. We're both much better off. We're almost friendly now.
Stop that, you dog.
It's true.
Look, I'm for the woman, so don't hand me that. Have you settled everything?
Just about, I guess.
I was just telling Victor when we broke up our stuff. Did you ever hear of Spitzer and Fox?
I know Spitzer and Fox maybe 30 years. Bert Fox worked for me 10 to 12 years.
Well, they did my appraisal.
Spitzer is vice president of the Appraisers Association.
Yes, that's nice.
I used to be president.
Really?
Oh, yes. I made it all ethical.
Oh. Did you now?
What's so funny, before we used to be a jungle, you wouldn't laugh so hard. I put in all the rates, you know, what we charge. I made it a profession, like doctors, lawyers. Used to be it was a regular snake pit. Today, you got nothing to worry. All the members are 100% ethical.
Well, you did a very good deed, Mr. Solomon, but, you know, I think you can do a little better on this furniture.
Well, how much has he offered?
1,100?
Oh, I think, isn't that very low?
Come on, Solomon. He's been risking his life for you every day. Be generous.
Wonderful. That's a real brother, huh? But you can ask anybody you like. Spitzer and Fox, Joe Brody, Paul Cavallo, Morris White. I know them all, and I know what they'll tell you.
See, the point he was making, not that I'm saying it's true, but he said a lot of it won't fit into the new apartments.
And you believe that?
Well, I don't know, Esther. Spitzer and Fox said the same thing.
Walter, the city is full of big old apartments.
Darling, why don't you leave it to the boys?
I wish you wouldn't order me around, Mr. Solomon. I mean, these 2 bureaus alone are worth a couple of $100.
Look, maybe I oughtn't interfere.
Why? Don't let him bulldoze you.
My dear girl, you're talking without a basis.
I don't like this kind of dealing, Mr. Solomon. I just don't like it. This money is very important to us, Walter.
Yes, I know. It's just that if it was mine...
What are you talking about? It's yours as much as Victor's.
Oh, no, I wouldn't think of it. No.
Oh, Walter, you get half.
No, listen, I wouldn't think of it, kid. Look, I just stopped by to say hello, that's all.
Well, that's terrific, Walter, really.
We'll talk about it.
No, you've earned it. It's yours.
Why have I earned it? You take your half.
Look, why don't we discuss this later? It's just that in my opinion...
So now you don't even have to split. You're lucky they're tearing the building down. You got together finally.
I would have said a minimum of $3,000.
That's exactly what I had in mind. I would have said $3,500.
Well, in that neighborhood.
What do you say?
What can I say? It's ridiculous. Why does he offer you 3,000? What's the matter with 5,000, 10,000?
You see, that's why I would have gotten a couple of other
Well,
estimates.
I've been calling you all week for that reason. You never bothered to come to the phone.
Why would that stop you?
I didn't feel I had the right to do it alone. The nurse gave you my messages, didn't she?
Yes, but I've been terribly overworked, and as I
But
had
how
no
was I
intention-
supposed to know that?
Yes, I beg your pardon.
Excuse me, doctor. I don't understand you. First, it's a lot of junk.
Nobody called it a lot of
He
junk.
called it junk yesterday when he walked in here.
Now, just a minute.
No, this is a factual man, so let's be factual.
Well, that's an awfully strange thing to say, Walter.
Well, I didn't mean it in that sense.
Please,
Esther.
doctor, you said junk.
I didn't mean it in that sense, Mr. Solomon. It's just that when you grow up with things, you tend to be sick of them. That's all I meant.
My dear man, if it was a Biedermeier, Louis Sayers, something like that, you wouldn't get sick.
There's a piece right over there in the Biedermeier style.
Biedermeier style. I got a hat. It's in the Borsalino style, but it's not a Borsalino. I mean, he doesn't have to charge me to make an impression.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
What basis do you have to go on, Walter?
I don't know. It's just a feeling.
On what basis do you take 1,100, dear?
I simply felt that it was probably more or less right.
Oh, God. Here we go again. Throw it all away.
He's not throwing nothing away, Esther. This man is no fool. Excuse me. This is not right what you do to him.
What? Are you going to teach me what's right now?
I mean, really.
Look, Mr. Solomon, why don't you go in the bedroom for a little while? Let us talk.
Anything you say, only please, Victor, you made a very nice deal. You got nothing to be ashamed. I don't mean to be personal.
He's
but
fantastic.
Why don't you go inside?
I'm going, but Victor, I would like you to understand something. If it was a different kind of person, then I would say to you, he's got the money in his hand, so the deal is concluded.
He can't conclude any deal without me, Solomon. I'm half owner here.
You see? Why did I ask you the first thing I walked in here? Who is the owner?
Why are you confusing everything? I'm not staking a claim.
Then where do you come to interfere? He's got the money. I know the law.
All right, you stop it. You stop this foolishness right now. I've got the best lawyers in New York. So
Take
you go
it easy,
inside and
Walter.
sit-
Come on, cut it out.
Right. He's perfectly right.
Here, you better hold on to this.
No,
one.
that's yours. You hold.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm
Here,
fine.
sit down. Sit down.
I'm just a little tired. I didn't have my nap today, you see. Doctor, I got a Hershey's in there. Helps. In the portfolio, please. You see, I'm a very healthy person. But a nap, I gotta have a nap. Not the orange. In the bottom is a Hershey's.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Now come along. Here we go. Easy.
Look, I'm
easy.
going to be all right. Don't worry about me.
right.
I'll be fine.
There we go.
Yeah, all right. Oh, you're very nice people.
Okay. Come along. Here you go.
Why are you being so apologetic?
About what?
That old man. Was this his first offer?
Why do you believe Walter? He was obviously pulling a number out of his hat.
Well, I agree with him. Did you try to get him to go higher?
I don't know how to bargain. And I'm not going to start now. You know, you take a tone sometimes like I'm some kind of incompetent.
I wish you wouldn't be above everything, Victor. We're not 20 years old. We need this money. Do you hear me?
I made a deal, and that's it.
Well, we'll get the full amount anyway. God, it certainly has changed. It's amazing.
Seems so, yeah.
I mean, he's so human. He laughs.
I've heard him laugh.
Am I hearing something? Or is that my imagination?
I'd like to think about it.
You're not taking his share.
I said I'd like to think about it. Where are you going?
I want to know, are you or are you not taking his share?
I've been calling him all week. He doesn't even bother to come to the phone. Walks in here and smiles. I'm supposed to fall into his arms?
I don't understand what you think you're upholding.
Certain things have happened, haven't they? I can't turn around that fast. I've got 28 years to shake off my back. He's only been here 10 minutes. Now sit down, I want you here.
Don't talk to me like that.
Please. You can wait a few minutes.
It's all blowing away, Vic.
Half of 1,100 is $5.50, dear.
I'm not talking about money. He's obviously trying to make a gesture. I don't understand why you can't open yourself up a little.
He's only been here 10 minutes. Give me a chance.
God. My mother was so right. I can never believe anything I see, but I'm going to. That's all I'm going to do. What I see.
How is he?
Oh, I think he'll be all right. God, what a pirate. He's 89.
I don't believe it.
No, he is. He showed me his
Oh, he showed you too, huh?
The British Navy.
He was in the British Navy?
Yeah, he showed me his discharge papers. He's not altogether phony.
Well, I don't know about that, but to be that age and still driving like that, there is something wonderful about it.
I think so.
So what do you think we ought to do, Walter?
There is a way to get a good deal more out of this, but no, I'm sure you know that.
I'm not married to this guy. If you want to call another dealer, we can compare.
No, there's no reason for that. He's a registered appraiser, but instead of selling it, you could make it a charitable contribution.
I don't understand.
Well, it's really quite simple. He puts a value on it, say $25,000.
Are you kidding?
Oh, it's done all the time. It's a dream world, but it's legal. He estimates its highest retail value. Then I donate it to the Salvation Army. Well, I would have to take ownership of it because I'm in a higher tax bracket than you, so it would make more sense for me to take the deduction. I pay about a 50% tax. So if I make a $25,000 donation, I would save about $12,000 in taxes, which we could divide up any way you like. Let's say we split it in half. I would give you $6,000. It's really the most sensible way to do it, Vic.
Would it be costing you anything?
On the contrary, it's found money to me. I mentioned it to him just now.
What did he say?
Well, it's up to you. We would pay him an appraisal fee, maybe 50, 60 bucks.
You willing to do that?
Well, he'd rather buy it outright, but what the hell?
I mean, it's not his decision, is it?
But I feel I did come to an agreement with him.
Well, I wouldn't let that bother me. I mean, we'd be paying him $50 for filling out a piece of paper.
That's not bad for an afternoon.
I'd like to think about it.
There's not much time, though, if you want to deal with him.
I said I'd like a few minutes.
Sure. Let him think about it. It's perfectly legal if that's what's bothering you. You know, I almost did it with my own stuff, but I decided to keep it. In fact, my apartment is so loaded, it doesn't look much different than this.
Well, maybe you'll get married again.
Oh, I doubt that very much. Sometimes I think I never should have.
Why?
Oh, seriously, I'm in such a strange business. There's so much to learn and so little time to learn it. I tried to kid myself, but there's simply no time for other people. Not the way a woman expects if she's any kind of a woman, but I'm doing pretty well alone.
I want to list an amount like that on my income tax.
Well, you just call it a gift. Not that it is, but you could list it as such. It's allowed.
Just curious how it works.
Well, sure. Just list it as a gift. It's not a problem.
I see.
Hey, you still fence?
Ah, you got to join a club and all that. I work weekends often. I just found it up here.
Oh, Mother used to love to watch him do this.
Really?
Sure, she used to go to all his matches.
You never told me that.
She's the one who made him take it up. She thought it was elegant, especially with those French gauntlets.
French gauntlets?
She brought them back from Paris, gorgeously embroidered. He looked like one of those musketeers.
How do you remember all this stuff?
Why not? Don't you?
He doesn't remember your mother very well.
I remember her. It's just her face somehow. I can never see her.
Well, that's amazing, Vic. She adored him.
Did she?
Oh, her Victor? If it started to rain, she would run all the way to school with his galoshes. Her Victor. By the time he could light a match, he was already Louis Pasteur.
It's like the harp. I can almost hear the music, but I can never see her face.
Yeah. Vic, what's the problem?
Excuse me, Doctor, if you wouldn't
Yes,
mind,
what
I would
is
like
it?
to, please, just for a minute.
I'll be right back.
Why can't you take him as he is? Well, you can't expect him to go into an apology, Victor. He probably sees it all differently anyhow. Look, I know it's difficult, but he is trying to make a gesture, I think.
Guess he is, yes.
You know, it would be lovely. We could just take a couple of weeks and go to, like, out-of-the-way places. Just to really break it up and see all the things that people do. Been around such mean and petty people for so long. Such little ugly tricks. I'm serious. It's not romantic. We're much too suspicious of everything.
Strange guy.
Why?
Walk in like that, like nothing ever happened.
Why not? What can be done about it?
I feel I have to say something.
What can you say?
What, you think I should just take the money and shut up?
But what's the point of going backwards?
I'm not going to take that money unless I talk to him.
You can't bear the thought that he's decent. That's all it is, dear. I'm sorry, I have to say it.
I can't bear that he's decent.
You throw this away, and you're going to have to explain it to me. You can't go on blaming everything on him, or the system, or God knows what else. You're free, and you can't make a move, Victor. And that's what's driving me crazy. You take this money, or I'm washed up. If you're stuck, it doesn't mean I have to be.
All right, why don't you just rest for a couple of minutes? Boy, you got a tiger in there. What did you do to him? Did you know him from before?
No, why? What did he say?
And you're still trying to buy it outright. He talks like you added 5 years by calling him up.
What's the difference? I don't mind.
Oh, that's fine, Vic. That's all right. We don't understand each other, do we?
I'm a little confused, Walter, yes.
Why is that? Oh, come on. We'll all be dead soon.
All right, I'll give you one example. When I called you Monday and Tuesday, and again this morning.
Well, I explained
Yeah,
that.
but I don't make calls to pass time. Your nurse treated me like I was a pest of some kind. It was humiliating.
I'm terribly sorry. She shouldn't have done
Yeah,
that.
but I'm sure she doesn't take that tone all by herself.
Oh, no, Vic, no. She's often like that. I've never referred to you like that. Believe me. It's just that I've been terribly overworked. That's all it is.
Well, you asked, so I'm telling you.
Yes, well, that's good. That's very good. Just don't misinterpret that. Look, about this tax thing. He's willing to make the appraisal $25,000. If you'd like, I'd be willing to let you have the whole amount I'd be saving.
$12,000?
Whatever it comes to. You're going to be retiring soon, aren't you?
Well, he's past it, but he's still trying to decide what he wants to do.
Well, then it would come in handy, wouldn't it? Look, Vic, it's just, I don't need it. Actually, I've been meaning to call you for some time now.
What for?
Well, don't be suspicious.
I'm just trying to figure it out, Walter.
Yes, that's good. That's fine. It's just that I thought it was time that we got to know one another, that's all.
You know, Walter, I tried to call you a couple of times before about the furniture. Must be 3 years now.
I was sick.
Ah. Because I left several messages.
I was terribly sick. I was hospitalized.
What happened?
I broke down.
I had no idea.
I'm only now beginning to take charge again. I was out of commission for almost 3 years. But you know what? I'm almost thankful for it. I've never been happy.
You seem altogether different.
I think I am, Esther. I think differently. I live differently. All I have now is a small apartment. I got rid of those nursing homes.
What nursing homes?
Oh, I own 3 nursing homes. Big money in the aged, you know. Desperate, helpless children trying to dump their parents. Nothing like it. I even got out of the market. 50% of my time now is in city hospitals, and I tell you, I'm alive. I do medicine now, and that's it. Well, not that I don't soak the rich occasionally, but only enough to live, really.
Wow. That must be great.
Nick, I wish we could sit and talk for weeks. There's so much I want to tell you. I never had any friends. You know that. But I do now. Good friends. The damn thing happens so gradually. I mean, you start off wanting to be the best, and there's no doubt it does take a certain amount of fanaticism. There's so much to learn and so little time to learn it. And after a while, you realize that you haven't merely been specializing in something. Something's been specializing in you. And all of a sudden, you find that you become just an instrument, and an instrument that cuts money out of people. And it finally makes you stupid. Power does that. But really, what I've wanted to tell you for some time now is that you helped me to understand that in myself.
Me?
Yes, because of what you did. I never could understand. I mean, you always were the better student. And to stick with a job like that for so many years seemed... It never dawned on me until I got sick that you made a choice.
A choice? How?
You wanted a real life. That's an expensive thing. Costs. And to be perfectly frank, the reason I didn't return your calls this week was I was afraid. Look, I've struggled so long for a concept of myself, and I don't know if I can make it believable to you, but I'd like to try. You see, it finally got to the point where I dreaded my work. I finally couldn't cut. There were 3 cases that had been diagnosed by other men as inoperable. I lost all 3. And suddenly, the whole prospects of my motives opened up to me. Why had I taken risks that very competent men had declined? And the quick answer is to pull off the impossible, shame the competition. Then I saw what it really was. And it was terror.
Terror of what?
Of it ever happening to me. Like it happened to him. I mean, to find yourself overnight, for no reason, thrown down and degraded. We were both running from the same thing. I thought I wanted to be tops. What it was untouchable. I ended in a swamp of success and bank books. You on civil service. But the difference is you never had to hurt anyone to defend yourself. And I've come to respect that, Vic. You just wanted to make yourself useful.
That's wonderful, Walter. To come to such an understanding with yourself.
Esther, it's a strange thing, but in the hospital for the first time since we were boys, I felt like a brother. In the sense that we shared something. And I think I would know how to be friends now.
Well, fine. I'm glad of that.
You see, that's why you're still so married. It's a rare thing, and why your boys are in such good shape. You've lived a real life. You know that better than I.
Sometimes. I don't know what I know, Walter.
Oh, Esther, you're very fortunate people. Don't doubt that, ever. You know that, don't you?
I think so.
It's not quite as easy as you make it sound, Walter.
Look, I've had a wild idea. Now, it may sound absurd to you, but I'd like you to think about it before you dismiss it. I take it you haven't decided what to do with yourself now? You're retiring?
Oh, but I'll do something.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure, go ahead.
We've been interviewing people for the new wing on the administrative side. The kind of liaison people between the board and the scientists. And it occurred to me several times that you might fit in there.
That would be wonderful.
What would I do then?
Well, it's kind of fluid at the moment, but there is a place for people with a certain amount of science.
I have no degree.
Yes, but you've had analytic chemistry, certainly a lot of math and physics. If you felt you needed, you could take some courses in the evening. I think you have enough background. How would you feel about that?
I'd like to know more about it, sure.
It would be great if he could work in science. It's really the only thing he's ever wanted.
I know. It's a pity he never went on with it. Well, look, it's not a problem. I'm chairman of the committee. I could set it all up.
Excuse me. Go right ahead. I'm sorry to disturb you. About the harp. If you will make me an outright sale, I would be willing to go another $50.
Oh, you're getting warmer.
I'm a fair person, so now you don't have to worry about the deductions and the appraisals, all right? But don't rush. I'll wait. I'm at your service.
Where did you find him?
Isn't that wonderful? He'll make it all ethical. What do you say, Vic? Will you come by?
I'm not sure I know what you want, Walter.
I don't think that's being very fair, is
Why
it?
is it unfair? We're talking about some pretty big steps here, not that I don't appreciate it, but certain things have happened, haven't they? Just seems strange to suddenly be talking about...
Well, I thought we could take it one step at a time, Vic. I mean, it's very complicated.
But you can
between
see
us.
how it will be a little confusing.
What do you find confusing?
Well, you must have some idea.
Well, this is astonishing, Vic. Look, after all these years, you can't expect to settle everything in one conversation, can you? Look, Vic, I just thought with a little goodwill that you and I... To hell with it. Get what you can from the old man. I don't want any of it. Sorry, Esther. It was good to see you again. Maybe I'll see you again, Vic. Good luck.
Walter?
I just don't accept this resentment, Victor. It just baffles me. I don't understand it. I just want you to know how I feel.
It's not resentment, Walter.
The whole thing seems a little fantastic to me, that's all. I haven't cracked a book in 25 years. How do I walk into a research laboratory?
But Walter thinks you have enough background.
I know less chemistry than most high school kids, Esther. And physics, good God, Walter, where have you been?
I'm sure you could find a place for yourself.
What place? Running papers from one office to another?
You can't be serious.
I think so. Sooner or later, me being your brother's not going to mean very much. I've been walking a beat for 28 years. I have no technical background. What's this all about?
Why do you keep asking what this is about? I've been perfectly open with you.
I don't think you have.
Why? What have I done?
Well, then you say what you said a few minutes ago.
What did I say?
What a pity it was that I didn't go on with science.
What's wrong with that?
Well, you must have some idea.
But I feel that. I've always felt that.
There was a man in that chair, Walter, staring into space. You remember that?
Very well, yes. I used to send him money every month.
You sent him $5 every month.
That's all I could afford. What does that have to do with you?
What's that got to do with me?
Yes, I don't see that.
Where do you think the rest of his living was coming from?
Victor, that was your decision, not mine.
My decision.
Yes, we had a long talk in this room once.
What talk?
Victor, we came to a complete understanding shortly after you moved in here with Dad. I told you then that I was going to finish my schooling, come hell or high water, and I suggested you do the same thing. I warned you not to let Dad strangle your life. And if I'm not mistaken, I said the same thing to you at your wedding yesterday.
Who the hell was supposed to keep him alive, Walter?
Why did anybody have to? He wasn't sick. He was perfectly fit to work.
Work. In 1936, with no skill, no money.
Then he could have gone on welfare. What was he, some exiled royalty? What did 150 million other people do in 1936, Victor? He would have survived. My God, you must know that by now.
I've had enough of this, Esther. It's the same thing all over again. Let's get out of here.
Please, Victor, I'm not running him down. I loved him in many ways.
Look, Vic, maybe you ought to talk about it.
It's all pointless. The whole thing doesn't matter to me.
He exploited you. Doesn't that matter to you?
Let's get one thing straight, Walter. I am nobody's victim.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I'm not trying to condescend.
Of course you are. Would you be saying any of this if I made a pile of money somewhere? I'm sorry, Walter. I made no choice. The icebox was empty, and the man was sitting there with his mouth open. I didn't start this, and frankly, I have no interest in it. But when you talk about making choices, and I should have gone on with science, I have to say something. Just because you want things a certain way doesn't make them that way.
All right. All right. How do you see it?
You've been sick, Walter. Why upset yourself?
Because it's important
But it's all
to
over
me.
the dam.
I think he's come to you in good faith, Victor. I don't understand why you can't consider his offer.
I said I'd like to think about
You
it.
know you're turning it down. What's so dreadful about telling the truth? Can it be any worse than this?
What truth? What are you talking about?
Excuse me?
Oh, God, what now?
I just didn't want you to think I wouldn't make the appraisal. I will. I'll do it.
Will you please leave us alone?
What do you want from him? He's a policeman. I'm a dealer, he's a doctor, and he's a policeman. So what's the use you tear him to pieces?
Well, one of us has got to leave this room, Victor.
Esther, please, let me. Doctor, listen to me. Take my advice, stop it. What can come of it? In the first place, if you take the deductions, how do you know in 2-3 years they wouldn't come back to you whereby they disallow it? I don't have to tell you the federal government is not reliable. I understand very well you want to be sweet to him, but can be 2-3 years before you know just how sweet they're going to allow him. In other words, what I'm trying to bring out, my boys, is that...
You want the furniture.
Esther, if I didn't want it, I wouldn't buy it. But what can they settle here? It's still up to the federal government, don't you see? Now, if they can't settle nothing, they should stop it right now. Now, do what I tell you. I am not a fool.
Maybe he's got a point. Why don't you sell it to him? Maybe then we can sit down and talk sometime. It isn't a very conducive atmosphere. Can I call you Vic?
Sure.
You're both fantastic. We're giving away this furniture because no one can say the simplest things.
It's not that easy, Esther.
But what the hell? I'll say it. When he came to you, Walter, for the $500 he needed to get his degree,
Esther, there's
it's
no...
one of the things standing between you, isn't it? Well, maybe Walter can clear it up. I mean, good God, is there never to be an end? Because it stunned him, Walter. He'll never say it. But there wasn't the slightest doubt in his mind that you'd lend him the money. So when you turned it
Esther,
down,
he was just starting
not
out.
the way you told me. Please, let me finish. You already had the house in Rye. You were perfectly well established.
So what?
weren't you?
I could have spared the money. It was despicable. But I don't think I can leave it like that. Afterwards, 2 or 3 days after you came to me for the loan, I did phone to offer the money.
Where'd you phone?
Here, I spoke to Dad. I saw I had acted
I
badly.
didn't act badly.
Oh, it was horrible. Look, we're going to talk again, aren't we? I mean, I really wasn't prepared to go into all this. When I phoned, he told me you had just joined the force. And I said he mustn't let you do that. That you had a fine mind, and with a little luck you can make it in science. That it was a waste. But his answer was, Victor wants to help me. I can't stop it.
So you told him you were ready to offer me the money.
You remember the hopelessness in his voice at that time? Mother had just passed.
Let me get this straight, Walter. Did you tell him that you were ready to offer me
There
the money?
are conversations, aren't there? And looking back, it's impossible to explain why some things were said and some weren't. I'm not trying to defend it, but I would like to be understood if at all possible. You all seem to need each other more than I needed. So when he said that you wanted to help him, I felt it was wrong of me to try to break it up between you two, that I would be interfering.
I see. Because you never mentioned that you'd offered the money.
My point is, I was never indifferent. That's all I'm saying. I did call to offer you the money, but he made it impossible. Don't you see that?
I understand.
Do you?
Yes.
Please tell me what you think. It's absurd to go on this way. Tell me what you want to say.
I think the whole thing was very convenient for you.
That's all?
I think so. I mean, if you thought Dad meant so much to me, which I guess he did in a certain way, then why would $500 break us apart? I would have gone on supporting him. It would have let me finish school. It doesn't make any sense, Walter.
What makes sense?
You didn't give me the money because you didn't want to.
It's that simple.
Well, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? Not that you had any obligation, but if you want to help somebody, you do. If you don't, you don't. I mean, I don't see why that's so astonishing. We do what we want to do. Don't we? I don't know what you're bringing all this up for.
You don't feel the need to heal anything?
I wouldn't mind that, but how does this heal anything?
I think he's been perfectly clear, Victor. He's asking your friendship.
By offering me a job and $12,000.
Why not? What more do I have to offer you?
Well, why do you have to offer me anything? It sounds like I have to be saved or something.
I just thought it was a work that you could do that you would enjoy.
Walter, I haven't got the education. What are you talking about? You can't walk in with one splash and wash out 28 years. There's a price people pay. I paid it. I haven't got it anymore. Just like you paid, didn't you? Got no wife. You've lost your family. You're rattling around all over the place. And you go home, start all over from scratch. This is where we are, right here, right now. As long as we're talking, I have to say, this is not what you say in front of a man's wife.
What have I said?
We don't need to be saved, Walter. I've done a job and I think I've done it straight. Talk about changing attitudes. Jesus, kid, I can't see what the hell has changed.
I want to go, Victor.
Esther, please, he said certain things and I don't think I can leave it this way.
What's the difference?
Because you don't seem to understand anything anymore. Are you trying to say that it was all unnecessary? Well, correct me. Is that the message? Because that's all I get out of this.
I guess it's impossible.
What's impossible? What do you want, Walter?
I wanted to be of some use. I've learned some painful things, but it isn't enough to know. I wanted to act on what I know.
Act? In what way?
I felt like I'd be of some help. Why live only to repeat the same mistakes over and over again? I didn't want to let this chance go by, like I let it go by before. I must say, Victor, if this is as far as you can go with me, you're only defeating yourself.
Like I did before, is that what you mean?
Yes, that's what I mean.
See? That's what I thought. One thing about the cops, you learn how to listen to people. Because if you don't hear right sometimes, you end up with a knife in your back. In other words, I dreamed up the whole problem.
My $500 is not what kept you from your degree. You could have left Papa and gone on. He was perfectly fit.
And 12 million unemployed? What was that, my neurosis? I hypnotized myself every night to scrounge down the leaves of lettuce from the Greek restaurant on the corner. The good parts we cut out of the rotten grapefruit.
I'm not trying to
We were
deny
eating
what
garbage here,
What's
Buster.
the point?
What are you trying to do? Turn this on to a dream? And perfectly fit. What about the inside of his head? The man was ashamed to go into the street.
But Victor, he's gone
Don't
now.
tell me he's gone now. was here then, wasn't he? The system broke down. Did I invent that?
No, dear. But it's all different now.
What's different now? You can walk out in the street with your eyes open, kid. We're a goddamn army holding this city down. When it blows again, you'll be thankful for a roof over your head. How can you say that to me? I could have left them with your $5. You want to make up for things, you don't come around making fools out of people. I didn't invent my life. Not altogether. You had a responsibility and you walked on it. You can go, I'll send you your hat.
If you could reach beyond your anger, I'd like to tell you something. I should have said this many years ago, but I did try. Do you remember when you came to me for the loan? Do you remember what I said? I said, ask Dad for money. I did say that. He had money left after the crash.
What are you talking about?
He had nearly $4,000.
When?
When you were eating garbage here.
How do you know that?
He asked me to invest it for him.
Invest it.
Yes. Shortly before he sent you to me for the loan. That's why I never sent him any more than I did. And if I had the strength of my convictions, I wouldn't have sent him that.
You mean he actually had? In a bank?
That's what he was living on, basically, until he died. What we gave him wasn't enough. You know that.
He had all those jobs.
They were meaningless to him. He lived on that money. Look, I told him. I said, if he would send you through, I would contribute properly. But here he's got you running from job to job just to feed him. I'd be damned if I was going to sacrifice while he was holding out on you. You can understand that, can't you? Kid, what's the point of being angry now? He was terrified of never being able to earn anything. And there was no reassuring him.
He could see I was supporting him, couldn't he?
For how long, though?
What do you mean for how long? He could see I wasn't walking out.
I know, but he was sure you would sooner or later.
He was waiting for him to walk out?
Yes, you could say that, yes.
I knew it. When do I believe what I see?
He was terrified, dear. I'm not saying he wasn't grateful, Vic, he was, but he couldn't understand it. I may as well say it too. I never thought you would take it as far as you did. My God, Victor, you must see what an extreme thing it was to stick with him for so long and at such a cost to you.
He sees it.
Vic, I think we can work together. And I would love to try. What do you say?
Why didn't you tell me he had that kind of money?
I did when you came to me for the loan.
To ask Dad?
Yes.
Would I have ever come to you if I had the slightest idea he had $4,000 under his ass? It was meaningless to say that to me.
Well, you certainly knew he had something.
What do you want here? What do you want here?
All I know is, I wouldn't have been sitting around here eating garbage with that thing staring me in the face. Even then it was worth a couple of hundred, maybe more. Your degree was right there if nothing else. You want to go on with this fantasy, go right ahead. God knows I've had a few of my own.
Fancy.
It's a fantasy, Victor. Your father was penniless, your brother's a son of a bitch, and you played no part. I told you to ask Dad for the money, because you could see right in front of your face he had something. You knew it then. You certainly know it now.
You mean if he had a few dollars left?
What do you mean a few dollars?
I didn't know he had $4,000.
But you knew he had something?
I didn't say that.
Then what are you saying? I want to understand what you're saying, Victor. You knew he had money left?
Not $4,000.
But enough to get by?
I couldn't nail him to the wall, could I? He said he had nothing.
But you knew
I
better.
don't know what I knew.
It's a farce. It's a goddamn farce. To stick us in a furnished furnished room so you could send him part of your pay? Even after we were married, to keep on sending him money? To put off having children, live like mice, and all the time you knew, Victor, I'm trying to understand you.
Jesus, you can't leave everything out like this. The man was a beaten dog. Ashamed to walk into the street, how did he demand his last buck?
You're still going to go on saying that? The man had $4,000. It was all an act. Beaten dog. He was a calculating liar. And in your heart, you knew it. No wonder you're paralyzed. You haven't believed a word you've said in all these years. Wonder it all seemed like a dream to me. Was. A goddamn nightmare. I knew it was all unreal. I knew it. And I watched it go by. Well, I can't anymore, kid. I can't watch it another day. I'm not ready to die.
Esther, this isn't true either.
We are dying. That's what's true.
All right, I'll tell you what happened. I did tell him what you said to me. I faced him with it. All right, not that I faced him. I just told him. Walter said to ask you.
And what happened?
You laughed. That's when I knew, because it was that kind of laugh. But again, it could have been a different kind, like some kind of wild joke. Because we were eating garbage here. I walked over to Bryant Park. Behind the public library. The grass was all covered with men. Like some big open-air flop house. Not bums either. Some of them still had shined shoes. Good hats. Busted businessmen. Lawyers. Skilled mechanics. It's seen 100 times, but suddenly I saw it. There's no mercy anywhere. One day you're head of the household and head of the table. Suddenly you're shit overnight. I tried to understand that laugh. How could he be holding out on me when he loved me?
Loved?
He loved me, Esther. He just didn't want to end up on the grass. It's not that you don't love somebody, it's that you gotta survive. You know what that feels like, don't we? I mean, what else are we talking about here? If he did have something left.
If he had...
Well, what does that change? You know I'm talking like a fool, but what does that change? Couldn't believe in anybody anymore. He kicked him in the face, my mother. My mother, the night he told us he was bankrupt, was right on this couch. We were getting ready for some affair. She had her hair up and the long earrings on, and he was in his tuxedo. He made us all sit down. Told us it was gone. She vomited. All over his arms and hands, just kept vomiting like 35 years coming up. He sat there stinking like a sewer, and a look came over his face. Never seen a man look like that. He was letting it dry on his hands. What's the difference what you know? Do we do everything we know? Not that I excuse it, it was idiotic. Nobody has to tell me that, but we were brought up to believe in one another. Our heads were filled full of that crap. I thought he could see if somebody was still with him, that somebody was still on his side.
I know.
Can't explain it. I wanted to keep it from falling apart.
It won't work, Vic. You see that, don't you? It isn't that at all. You do see that, don't you?
What?
Is it really that everything fell apart? What was there here to fall apart? Were we really brought up to believe in one another? We were brought up to succeed. Isn't that why he respected me so and not you? There was never any love here. When he needed her, she vomited. When you needed him, he laughed. What's unbearable isn't that it all fell apart. It's that there was never anything here.
But who can ever face that, Walter?
But you have to. There was no love in this house. There was no loyalty.
Except his.
Esther, there was never anything here but a straight financial arrangement. That's what's unbearable. They were never lovers. She said 100 times her marriage destroyed her musical career. I saw that nothing fell here, Vic. And he doesn't follow me around with that vomit on his hands anymore. I don't look high and low for some betrayal. My days belong to me now. And I'm not afraid to risk believing someone. I am not your enemy. It's all an illusion, and if you could walk through it, we could meet as brothers. Sometimes I feel we're like two halves of the same guy, and we can't get ahead alone. Do you ever feel like that, Vic?
Trying to trust you, Walter. There are days I can't even remember what I've got against you. You can go crazy when you can't even hate anymore.
Because it's unreal. And underneath, you know it is.
Give me something real.
What more can I give you?
I'm not blaming you now. I can understand you walking out. There's 1,000 times I've done the same thing, but to come here through all those years, knowing what you knew and saying nothing.
But if I said I did have some reason to hold you back, what would that give you now?
Is that what you wanted? Walter, tell me the truth.
I wanted the freedom to do my work. Does that mean I stole your life? You made those choices, Victor, and that is what you have to face.
But what do you face? You're not turning me into a walking 50-year-old mistake. We have to go home after this. We have to look at each other. What do you face?
I have offered you everything I know how to.
I would know if you come to give me something. I would know that.
You don't want the truth. You want the monster.
Came for the old handshake. You okay? You end up with the respect, the career, the money, the best thing of all, the thing that nobody else can tell you so that you can believe it, that you're one hell of a guy and you never harmed anybody. You're not going to get it until I get mine.
And you never had any hatred for me? Never wished to destroy me? To destroy me with this saintly self-sacrifice, this mockery of sacrifice? What do you give me?
I don't have it to give you. Not anymore. You don't have it to give me, and there's nothing else to give. I see that now. I just didn't want him to end up on the grass, and he didn't, and that's all it was. Couldn't work with you, Walter. I don't trust you.
Vengeance. Down to the end. He is sacrificing his life to vengeance.
Nothing was sacrificed.
To prove with your failure what a treacherous son of a bitch I am. To hang yourself in my doorway then and now.
Leave him, Walter. Please. Don't say another word.
You quit. Both of you. You lay down and quit. And that's the long and short of your ideology. It's all envy. And to this moment, you haven't got the guts to face it. You're a failure. But your failure does not give you moral authority. Not over me. I worked for what I made. And there are people walking around today who would be dead if I didn't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was smarter than all of us. He saw what you wanted and he gave it to you. He killed our mother and he killed you. But not me. Not then, not now. He will never kill me. Go ahead, you old mutt. Rob 'em blind. They love it. You will never, never again make me ashamed. Walter! Walter!
Let him go. What can you do?
Whatever you see, huh? You believe what you see?
What then?
No? It's wonderful. Maybe that's why you're still going. I was 19 years old when I first walked up those stairs. And he had a brother who was the cleverest, most wonderful young doctor in the world, as he'd be soon, somehow, some way, and a rather sweet, inoffensive gentleman, always waiting for the news to come on. And the next week, men we never saw or heard of will come and smash it all apart and take it all away. Why is finality always so unreal? So many times I thought the one thing he wanted most was to speak to his brother. And if he could, but he's come and he's gone. And I still feel it. Isn't that terrible? It always seems to me that one little step more and some crazy kind of forgiveness will come and lift up everyone. When do you stop being so foolish?
I had a daughter. Should rest in peace. She took her own life. That was nearly 60 years. And every night I lay down to go to sleep, she sits there. I see her clear like I see you. But if it was a miracle, and she came to life, what would I say to her? So come, let's settle this now. All right, you got there 7. So now I'm giving you 8, 9, 10, 11, and there's a 50 for the hop. Now you'll excuse me, I got a lot of work here tonight.
Still make the picture if you like.
Okay? Don't bother. Goodbye, Mr. Solomon.
Oh, goodbye, dear. And I like that suit. It's a very nice suit.
Thank you.
When will you be taking it away?
With God's help, if I'm still alive tomorrow, first thing in the morning.
I'll be back for the suit. There's like oil in the mask.
Don't worry, I wouldn't touch anything.
Very glad to have met you, Mr. Solomon.
Oh, likewise. And I want to thank you.
For what?
Well, who would ever believe I would take on such a load again? But go, I got a letter for you.
Good luck with it.
Good luck, my boy. You can never know till the last minute.
Right. Yes, well, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.